Let me start the session now. Today we are going to learn some new concepts in JavaScript. So yesterday we have seen a concept of array. Sorry, object concept we have seen. So let me summarize what we have learned yesterday. So let me try to write the code from the code level so that it will be more clear to you. So it follows with body and then body and HTML. So what I'm trying to do is I am going to yesterday we have seen something like on the click of button an array of or yeah object is getting displayed. So how we have created object is nothing but it's a real-time entity. This all we have seen yesterday. If you have not aware about what is object and its detail, I recommend you to please watch the previous videos and then come back for this one. So let me create one object here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a object so called restaurant or hotel. Object name is hotel. In hotel we have a number of curry. So here we have curry 1, curry 2, curry 3. So in curry 1 we will be having a dal fry, and here let me take gobi 65, and here kadai paneer. And then finally we are going to have one more uh, rotis. Rotis are nothing but naans. And we are going to have a rice as nizami biryani. So this is nothing but one object which holds number of elements in it. Let me wrap this object in a script so that it will be considered as a JavaScript code. Yeah, now it is considered as a JavaScript code. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this one from a function. So for that I'm going for button, input type equal to button here, and value equal to click, and then from here we go. So in JavaScript what we are going to do is we are going to wrap the things in a function, and we are going to call that functions on particular event and all. So let me wrap this in a function. So I have considered one function here, and the name of a function is it's related to hotel. So let me on click of button, or else let me give the valid name as restaurant. So this is what we have. So this entire object is wrapped in a function, and this function is defined at the top level. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to call on click over here. On click I'm going to call a restaurant. So this restaurant function is going to be called over here. So let me save this and run this one in Chrome. Yeah, here we go. You can see we have a button over here with the click name. So when I'm clicking over here, nothing is happening over there. So let me display this hotel. So when I'm trying to display the hotel, to reload and click, oh, there is some problem. Let me troubleshoot this problem. if you see the logs, if you see on console, it is saying that closing bracket is missing. So here you can see that. Yeah, let me, let me close this and click on button. So you can see that the object we got. So in return we have just to display the object. So if you want to display this object on console, so it's pretty simple. We have learned in the previous classes console.log we have to use. So let me refresh it, and if you want to see the console, then you have to go for the developer tools. So this we have seen. Oops, here you have to go to the menu and you have to go for more tools and then finally developer tool. So you try to click over here, and here we go. On the console you will be getting the object. So what is an object? Object is nothing but a real-time entity. Object is nothing but the collection of data, and here we have a collection of data. So we are displaying the object. So if you want to display the value of a particular one, for example, you want to display the value of curry 1 or the curry 2 or curry 3, rotis, rice or something, then you have to go in this way, object name dot variable name. So whatever declaration you have given, that you have to specify over here. So once you click over here, let me remove this debug points and all. So you can see that you got dal fry because hotel dot curry 1 we have displayed. In the same way, if you want to go for the curry 2, you have to go in this way, and all these things will be followed. So these things we have studied in the last class, is nothing new in this one. So let me proceed with the new concepts today. uh, Here even you can display the content of the object by wrapping it in the double quotes like this. Let me take some other value now. So curry 3 I have taken. So once you click over here, you are getting all these things. And even you can debug also. This is a very good thing which we learned in the previous classes. Remember, provide a debug point at the valid location. Don't provide over here or here, because this is nothing but a single line. And even I'm trying to provide also, it's not accepting because it's wrapped. So it should be at a valid point. And even you can provide over here, but it doesn't make sense until you initialize the value to the variable. You should not go for the next one. So let's initialize it, then go for the next one. So here the console will stop over here, the flow will stop over here, and then you can, I will provide you some uh, debugging skills over here. So let me click on this. Once I click on this, the console will get stopped over there. So here you can see that console is waiting over there, and there you can specify like hotel. So you got the content of the hotel, hotel dot curry 1. In this way you can try for multiple things. You can get the value here itself instantly. Earlier what happened, earlier we have written in a console.log and refresh, and we perform the event once again. But here, just because of this debugging concept, we can see the value of the entire page by standing over here. This is a very great thing. This is not easy to understand also. For this you have to practice a lot. So I suggest you to first go for this thing, like what I have explained. Please follow that one first, and then you try for multiple things. And for example, I have written console.log of hotel dot curry 2. Then you can see the same output, which, okay, you have written curry 3. Let me go with the curry 3 here. The same output which you are trying to display from here, you can even access it from here also. So you can see that curry 3 is kadai paneer. Okay, so every time going back to the page, changing a code, and getting back to this point is really very painful. So in order to provide an feature on that, on the top level, this is browser engine supports one more concept, so called JavaScript debugging. And if you want to be very strong in this scripting language, then you have to be very, very strong in the debugging. So for this, what you have to do is you have to try in various ways. You have to go for multiple ways, and everything you will not be getting in a class. So you have to watch number of videos on YouTube, and you have to do some POC on this. You have to do some analysis. You should go get some more shortcuts, and you will be very strong in this one. So debugging skills will be saving lot of time. So I suggest you to go through that. So many videos are available on that, you can follow that one as well. So in this way you can debug. So let's proceed further now. Let me go to the another concept. So yesterday we tried to display addition of two numbers. So just because of some gap we were not able to do that. Let me do that now. Input type equal to text, id equal to a, and here I am specifying enter a value here, and then we go with enter b value, id equal to b. So here, and then finally what I'm going to do is I'm going to call a button name as add, and here I'm going to call a function so called add. Yeah, and I'm going to just remove this code, the remaining code, and I'm going to call an alert to check whether it is calling a function or not. So you can see that I'm using form over here. So let me remove form. If you want, you can use form. You will be using form when you want to redirect from one page to another page. So 12 plus 13 will be 25. But what we are getting? We are getting an empty alert because our business logic which we have written over here is empty. So let me fill the value. If you have watched yesterday's video, the first example which I have used for the function with respective to adding of numbers, in that I have explained how to access the values from field to the function. So let me explain once again over here. So for that what you have to do is you have to use a function, you have to use a method, predefined method, document dot get element by id. You can specify the id, and here you will be dot value. So let me display the a value. So a value as 12 and b value as 33. So you are getting the a value in a perfect way. So let me display b value as well. In order to display b value, first what is required? First I have to fetch the value of b. Get element by id b. So what is a and b here? whatever you have written in the ID, that will be accessed over here and stored in the value of A. The B value will be accessed and stored in the value of B. And then alert of B. So let me refresh. 11 and 22. So here you can go with 11 and 22. So you are able to display the value of A and B over there. But what I want is I want to display the added value of A and B. So yesterday we tried to add this one, but what was happening is it was getting concatenated. So 10 and 20. So you can see that concatenation means appending the values. When I say appending the values, so this is 10 will get appended with 20. So it will be finally 1020. So but the result expected is 30. It's displaying 1020. So let me typecast it. Document dot get element by ID, add numbers. So here we have to do some parsing. I'm just missing that method. Yeah. So this is happening because this is considered as a string. Parse int. So what we are doing with this is we are converting this string to the number. So parse int method is used for converting a variable from string to number. Ten and 20. So you can see that now you got a value as 30. Okay. In the same way, if you want 33, 10 and 33 will be 43. So in this way we got the added value. So let's do one thing. In spite of displaying in alert, we will display at the window. So h1 added value of A and B is plus A plus B. 10 and 33. So you can see that added value is 43. Okay. So let's deal with multiple functions now. The same way I want to go for function of subtract and multiplication. I want to go for three functions. So one function name is add, another one is subtract, and one more is mult. So in the same way, I want to change the business logic over here. One will be minus and another one will be multiplication. 2, 3. Add, subtract and mult. Subtract will be sub, multiplication will be. So what I'm trying to do, on the click of add, add should get called. On the click of subtract, sub method will get called. On the click of mult, mult method will get called. But here the message is common. Let me change the message. Subtraction value. And here I'm giving as multiplied value of A and B. So let me refresh this. Now you can see that you have multiple buttons over here. So 11 and 22. If you want, you can go for subtract. You got -1. Just reload it. And if you want, you can go for multiply. So 242 it is. And in the same way, if you want, you can go for add. Okay. So what you learn from this example, you learned multiple things from this example. Let me list down. Number one, document.getElement by id of name dot value will return you string. So you can't add string. Strings will always be concatenated. So people who have learned Java, C language, or who are from the computer science background, they can very well understand this thing. And those who are not from computer science background, for them it is like this. String is like this, another one is like this. So when you try to add this one, whatever you write, so it will just concatenate. So what we have to do in order to add, subtract, or do something, you have to convert your string to the number. So conversion will be done by using a concept of parse int. So parse int method I have used for the conversion purpose. By using that, I have converted it to the number, and that is stored in the A, then B, and finally added, subtracted, multiplied, and divided. So this is a one point which you have learned. And another point is how to deal with multiple functions. One JavaScript can have multiple functions over here. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you. So tomorrow we will be learning about scopes of the variable and the predefined functions which are available in the JavaScript, like on change, on click, on mouse over, on mouse out, on key down, on load, and some more things. So as time is permitting me, let me take some concepts over here. So let's deal with some predefined function. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to erase everything, and I'm going to make it a plain slate over here. So we are going to deal with some predefined functions. So let me tell you what exactly it means. For this, again, I need a button. So on this button, let me give a value, one generic value which is common for all. Click me. So here, let me save this, and let me, so you can see that I have a button over here with the name click me. So when I'm clicking on that, nothing is happening. Let's do something. In order to do something, we have a attribute so called on click, and then we will be having a any function name click call. Okay, so now I'm going to define a function with name click call, and at the initial level I'm going to just display the alert. So here you can see that alert got displayed. Now in the same way, in JavaScript we have db click. Let me check what is this name over here. Double click. On double click, so it's something like on dbl click. So this function will be called when you double click it. Until and unless you double click, for example, one time, At the same time, you have to click double. You can see this is one click. Again, if you are clicking, it will be considered as a single click. Even if you click on the double, means if you click twice, then it is called as a double click. Let me click twice, then you can see that. So this is a one function. Just like on click, we have double click. In the same way, you have something so called on mouse over. Means if you put your mouse over there, then only that function will get called. Let me reload. I'm not clicking, I'm just sending the mouse over there. Okay. In the same way, you have on mouse out. If you remove your mouse after placing, if you remove your mouse, then only that function will be called. Let me go back. Now it will not be called. When I remove, it will be called. So on mouse out. So in the same way, on change and few more functions are there. This will be dealing in rest of the classes. So if you have any questions, you can raise off or you can drop me an email. So as today people have not attended the class, so what I have done is for their sake, there are many people who will be watching the videos and they are not able to attend class because of their works and all. So I have recorded the session. So guys, I request you all to not to miss the class because it's very important. If you give few days, then I will give you a spoonful knowledge which will be very much helpful to you in getting a better job. So thank you for watching my video. Have a nice day. Bye.